I know what they've said about you your entire life. They've asked you why you're so quiet. They've told you to speak up more. They've mistaken your silence for shyness, for weakness, for having nothing to say. You've probably spent years apologizing for not filling the space, for needing time to think before you speak. But I'm here to tell you that the diagnosis you've been given is wrong. There is nothing broken in you. You are not socially deficient. You are what psychologists call a high-monitoring individual. But I prefer a different term. You are a social scientist. While others are broadcasting, your brain is receiving on all frequencies. And today, we're going to look at the neuroscience that proves your silence is not absence. It is presence in its most powerful form. To understand yourself, we have to look at your cognitive architecture. Because this isn't just personality, it is biology. Think of human attention like a computer's processing power. Most people are running multiple programs simultaneously. They're talking, thinking about what to say next, managing how they appear, monitoring their own performance. Their CPU is maxed out, but you, by not talking, you've freed up massive processing power. You're running on a single dedicated process, observation. And this gives you access to information that talkers completely miss. Neuroscience has identified 3 specific advantages that explain why quiet people see what others don't. First, superior pattern recognition. When you're not speaking, your brain enters the default mode network, where unconscious connections form. You notice that your friend changes the subject every time their relationship comes up. You catch the micro shifts in body language that reveal what's really happening beneath the words. You're not overthinking. You're collecting data while everyone else is performing. Second, your working memory stays clear. Speaking creates massive cognitive load. But when you're quiet, your memory isn't cluttered with output. It's free to encode everything. This is why you remember conversations better than the person who was doing all the talking. They were too busy performing to record what actually happened. And third, thin slicing ability. You can make accurate judgments from tiny fragments of behavior. You catch the fleeting expressions, the half-second hesitations. You know someone is lying not from their words, but because you saw their shoulders tense before they spoke. Your silence isn't empty. It's a continuous high-resolution scan. Now you might be asking, if talking is so important, why did evolution create people like you? This is the most important part. If being quiet was a disadvantage, natural selection would have eliminated it, but it didn't. Why? Because the tribe needs watchers. In ancient times, the talkers built social cohesion, but a tribe of only talkers would die. They'd miss the predator at the perimeter. The tribe needed observers. That's you. You were the one scanning for danger, while others bonded around the fire. Your silence wasn't weakness. It was the early warning system that kept everyone alive. Society today is built for performers. That's why you feel out of place. But do not mistake being out of place for being without value. I know that being the watcher comes with a cost. Because you notice everything. You carry everything. You see the tension no one acknowledges. You walk into a room and immediately download its entire emotional atmosphere. When you need to disappear mid-conversation, that's not you being rude. That's your system at maximum capacity. And here's what makes it harder. The world rewards volume. The person who talks most gets credit, even if they said nothing valuable. But research reveals something powerful. The best ideas often come from the quiet people. Not because you're smarter, but because you've been listening. When you finally speak, people listen. Your words carry weight because they're rare, precise, and usually devastatingly accurate. So here is my prescription for you. Stop apologizing for your silence. Stop forcing yourself to fill space just to appear normal. Your quietness isn't a deficit. It's a sophisticated information gathering system. Choose environments where observation is valued. Find people who understand that silence isn't awkwardness. It's concentrated attention. The next time someone asks why you're so quiet, remember the truth. You're not quiet because you have nothing to say. You're quiet because you're too busy receiving the information they're missing. While they're broadcasting, you're downloading. And in a world drowning in noise, your ability to truly see, to catch what everyone else is too distracted to notice, that is not a weakness. It is a gift. You don't have a social deficiency. You're just operating on a different frequency.